give tribute to Mrs. Tina Turner. I mean, she was the hardest working woman. So let's give tribute to her.
If you want to make a positive shift in your health, fitness, nutrition, and wellness, start with the tools to redefine your mind. At Lejeune Singleton, we help you create the mental space needed for change. Next, we provide in-person and virtual personal training, health, mindset, nutrition, and wellness coaching services. Importantly, we offer accountability and support. Book your consultation today online at lejeunesingleton.com.
Menopause is not a disease, but a transition where we can all work together. That's why we're excited to have MAP, the Menopause Advocate Program. We're implementing the 4A method in the workplace, promotes health and well-being strategies, which increases performance, productivity, and profitability. For more information, visit bit.ly/ all capital letters, MAP-PRO. Or you can reach out directly to Carlita Bass Knight Menendez at 912-322-8380.
Veronica Burnett, your Better Days coach, speaker, author, and advocate for healthy relationships, and the founder of the Life Transformation Academy. To book Veronica for events, inquire about coaching, or next group program, visit veronicaburnett.com. Better days are ahead.
Are you a career-oriented mompreneur balancing the demands of motherhood and your side business? Are you ready to unlock your potential? Do you find yourself yearning for clarity and confidence in your business and brand? Introducing the Signature Coaching Program designed specifically for mompreneurs like you. Our program will help you define your business vision, create a strong brand identity, and develop effective strategies and create your business blueprint. Don't let anything hold you back. Sign up today and elevate your business and brand.
We're back. So tonight we are talking about business and success as a strong Black woman. You know, it can definitely be a challenge in our community trying to start a business as a Black woman, being stereotyped, so many things that comes with it. So I want to ask you ladies, I'm going to start with Tamika because, you know, with you, you have the Mogul Network, you have Energize Her, the list goes on and on and on. What was it for you to make that transition to leave corporate to start your own business?
Listen, I don't know if we have time for that. I mean, that's a whole
the short version.
Get people think.
Listen, you know, I would say this, that I think Tavis, you and I think we have talked about this in the past, is that there comes a time when you are meant to do things, right? And when you don't do those things, God has a way of making you do those things, right? So as uncomfortable as it may be, I do know that me leaving corporate America was an absolutely blessing, and it was the thing for me to do. Um, I wanted to leave, like I would say 5 years ago. I wanted to leave corporate America. I wanted to, I wanted to just do my own thing, be a full-time entrepreneur. And I felt at that time that I was getting ready to do it, but then I was like, I'm getting ready to have this baby. Let me just sit still for a moment. These good benefits, I got this every 2 week paycheck coming in. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit still for a moment. And then the next year, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it this year. But I said, oh, hold on, I got another baby on the way. So I had to sit still again. Those benefits make you change your mind about a couple of things when you got babies on the way. However, I I will say that the transition probably wasn't the most pleasurable transition for me. But I do know that it was needed and it was necessary for me to actually be where I am right now. Had I still been there, I would have still been where I was 5 years ago, saying, okay, I'm gonna just do this on the side. I'm gonna just do it as a hobby. Really not taking it all the way serious, even though I was helping and doing the things that I am doing. I wasn't taking it as serious as I am now as a whole business. But the transition, it was a beautiful thing, because I get to wake up every single day and do the things that I really want to do. I get to talk to those who I want to talk to. I get to help those who really need my help. I get to stay in firm, barefoot with my babies running around and seeing them just learn and live life to the fullest because they wake up on 1,000. But yeah, for me, it was really understanding that regardless of all the things that I was going through during that transition, it was a necessary thing for me to actually just go all the way in.
So
I remember your transition, right, Tamika? It was beautiful. It was watching you handle that like a strong Black woman with your husband's support, y'all. That was such a beautiful thing to watch. Like it was almost like watching a movie. So I do want to add that 2 cents.
right.
It
So
was a journey.
Dr. Tavis, what was it for you? Because, like Tamika said, giving up those bi-weekly paychecks that's coming in, and some companies you may get paid monthly, whatever type of job you had. What was it for you that you said, you know what, I'm willing to let this go and do my own thing in my own business?
So for me, I was a part-time entrepreneur in 2007 and full-time 2012. For me, life happened and life circumstances was such that I was kind of forced to be a full-time entrepreneur. And so in that, I had to either sink or swim. And it hasn't been a pretty road. It hasn't been an easy road. I've been trying to find my way. I was trying to find my way and navigate. And what I will tell you is what I started out being, who I started out knowing that I was, and knowing that I had 2 brown boys depending on me. That same drive is the same drive that I have today. It's either sink or swim for me. Some people have the luxury to transition and others are thrust into it. And so because I was thrust into it, then I had to either sink or swim. So it hasn't been a beautiful journey, but I wouldn't take anything for my journey. I'm done.
All right.
I
So
almost started singing the song. I'm sorry. I almost started singing.
Like I was having the best of both worlds, where I had, like Dr. Tappas said, I was operating as a part-time entrepreneur and working full-time somewhere. But then stuff just kind of started to become uncomfortable for me. And we all know that when God makes things uncomfortable, he's ready for you to move. And I still wasn't trying to let it go. I was like, let me hold on for a little bit longer. But then stuff just started to happen out of nowhere. And it became so uncomfortable at one point. It was as if he was pushing me out the door. And I was like, you know what? I said, you know what, God? Let me reflect back, because I started to go through a lot of just being up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to edit and push stuff out for the station. But at the same time, trying to figure out how can I show up for La Marie Media, and one or the other, and if not both, were sacrificing a lot of things because things were not getting done and I was not being as efficient, nor was I being effective. And so I said, you know what, God, this is something that you are wanting me to do. I'm just going to take the leap of faith, and please, I hope that you catch me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how my car note's going to be paid. I don't know how my phone bill is going to be paid. I don't know anything. Let me just figure it out. And when I tell you all, when I did take that leap of faith, best decision I could have ever made, because it hits different. Like Tamika mentioned, whenever you're able to wake up and make your schedule and make time for the things that you love to do, it hits different. Now, I'm just going to put this disclaimer out there. That does not necessarily mean that you're not going to go through the transition, because I had to, people don't talk about the transition of leaving your 9 to 5, transitioning to a full entrepreneur. That hits different, because I'm still trying to make sure my schedule, honestly, is still discombobulated. We're talking transparency, so it's really just taking those initial steps to figure out, like, okay, where do you want me to be right now, God, and put the pieces together, because I'm gonna let you have your way. So that was my fear. That was my fear.
I totally understand. I left the health department 3 years this month, so I get it. All right.
Congratulations.
Yes, I get it. All right. So, Dr. Tavis, can you talk about the road that you've been on with your business? Because you started so early. And I think when people think of starting a business, it's all the glitz and glams that come with it. We all know it's not. It can be a struggle at times. So can you kind of touch on, what was the path for you that kept you encouraged and kept you going? I know your sons, but was there anything else that continued to encourage you that this is my purpose and what I'm supposed to do?
As a little girl, I was a helper, and I've always had business savvy. My uncle, I remember being at my grandmother's house around 7, and him saying, she's going to be a businesswoman. I asked him one time, why didn't you say a stripper, honey? Because being a businesswoman is just way too much to have to deal with, right? But I've always had business savvy. I've always loved to talk, and I always love helping people. And so because that's the gift that I have, coupled with loving God really, really hard and having to depend on him, it hasn't been an easy journey. I'm not one of those people that I woke up and I knew what my purpose was, what my purpose looked like, how that is. I've had to navigate and figure it out along the way. I dealt with the imposter syndrome. I dealt with feeling less than. I dealt with feeling like I wasn't good enough. I did some interesting things, made some really bad public choices in my life. And so I had to overcome a lot of failure, public embarrassment and things like that. And so because of that, and because I had children and have children, and now a grandson who were dependent on me to eat, because I've been in ministry for over 20 years and people were depending on my God to bring them through, I had to pick a station and park. This has to work come heck or high water. So I do things like I have coaches, I have counselors, I have mentors, I have therapists, I have things set up in place so that I don't quit and I don't fail. And God sends people like Tamika. We walked closely together for a season, and she helped me navigate through that particular space. And so I'm fortunate enough that, God sends me smart people who can assist me with my smartness, and I don't quit and I don't give up. But it's having the right people at the right time. When you quit, throwing in the towel, they throw it back at you, and being realistic about, okay, God, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? I'll tell you this and then I'll stop. One of my friends, we were talking about this past weekend. I did this amazing event in Florida. And she said, but I remember when you were up under the desk. I went through a season where I would drop my youngest son off and I would go to my office. I had a consultant position then, and I would literally, with my Bible, my prayer shawl, and a blanket, get up under the desk and say, God, what are we doing? Because this is looking crazy. Literally, I think I still have pictures somewhere. And so it's been seasons of me in sackcloth and ashes. I'm being transparent. And it's been seasons of winning. For me now, it's selling out on it is what it is. I accept who God created me to be, and I roll in it. And I'm able to partner with some amazing women like you are. And so that's where I am. And that's been a fourth of my journey and why I'm still here. Thank you.
I love that. I definitely love that. Because I think it gets real when people start businesses and God is telling them to do it. They backtrack and think, oh no, it's not working out. Clients are not coming. I have to get a job. But you're not really listening to the path that God is taking you on. So Raquel, for you, did you ever experience imposter syndrome when it came to your business? If so, what did that look like for you, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, to be honest, there are times where I still feel like having that imposter syndrome when I'm not, where I don't think I'm measuring up to where I feel like I should be. And then we go into picking up our phone. Let me scroll on Instagram, and then I find something on Instagram, and then I'm like, dang, how did that happen? For them, I'm like, dang, but then I have to check myself and realize that I don't need to be coveting from anyone. I need to remind myself that the journey that is for me is the journey that is for me. So I would say that I have to make sure I don't compare myself to anyone. And then also really seek wise counsel, like Dr. Tavis is saying, and really pay attention to the people that God places in our life for those moments, because they're like how she said, people, you want to throw that towel in, yeah, make sure you have that person on your side to throw that towel back to you and say, sis, we're going to do this, and I'm going to help you along the way, even if it's just a simple help of me praying for you, or even if it's just a simple step of me, let me give you advice and say, hey, maybe we should schedule this out this way, maybe we should focus on this, how about you, instead of working on that, maybe you should focus your attention on here or over here, just to kind of have that guiding moment. So I would say that checking myself and realizing that, like they always say, it's not a race, it's a marathon, and understanding what that really, really means. And with that, it may come with you tripping. It may come with stumbling, because I feel like I'm stumbling all the time. Like I still feel like there are moments where I'm convicted because I feel like I dropped the ball on something, or I felt like I didn't show up. But, people always make a comment. They say, oh, we see this going on Instagram. We see you doing this, you doing that. And I'm like, only if y'all knew. Only if y'all knew what really goes into place. And it's not the fact that I'm trying to hide myself or hide what I really am doing from Instagram or social media. It's just
Lost her. Okay.
Really back. I ain't gonna do it like that. Let me get off the screen till she come back.
All right. So Tamika.
That was so good.
Yeah, because it was good what she was saying, and it just, ain't nothing but the devil. But anywho, Tamika, for you, how do you avoid distractions or bring yourself back from distractions?
Listen, avoiding distractions. So I'm not easily distracted by people or the things that they're doing. The distractions are in my mind, because I am.
Those distractions, because of course the little voices in your head's like, no, you should be doing this.
Listen, all the time. I have 1,000,001 things happening at all times. Like I'm working on a number of things for myself, for my own business. I'm helping others with their businesses. And so it's just like, I'll start on one thing and then something to click. Oh my gosh, you need to tell them this. You need to tell her, or send him a message, or text him, or DM. It's always, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like all these thoughts and the things that they're working on and how I'm helping them is just going through my mind all day long. And I'm just like, and for me, I have I call it a puzzle in my head. I don't know if that sounds crazy or not, but for me, I'm always putting pieces of the puzzle together. And it's not just for me, it's for a lot. And a lot of times I'll get downloads. I call them downloads, y'all. I get downloads, and those downloads aren't necessarily for right now. So for me, I don't consider them necessarily distractions. It's more of, okay, when it comes, I have to set it aside, understanding that when it's time for me to get back to it, I'll get back to it. It may not be for right now, or it may be for someone else when I'm talking to them at a later time. So I have to make sure that I just keep a notepad beside me at all times so that I can jot things down, because I have the tendency, is what I guess you would call these distractions, is just my own mindset, my own mind of always going. I don't be on social media. I can't afford to be on social media, have all the rest of that stuff in my head. Like I would be absolutely crazy. All right. I mean, if I get on social media, I post like maybe once or twice, and like I'm out. Like I'm out. I try not to be on there too long unless somebody says, "Hey, you should check this." I'm just like, okay, send me the link directly to it. Like, take me directly to it. If I can't go there, I ain't trying to be on social media because social media gets you so wrapped up. And it will become a major distraction. I always say that I have a hate relationship with social media, but it's really because it just sucks you in and it won't let you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing that I find the most challenging for me. And then of course I have the kids. They're not distractions, but if I'm working outside of the time that I've dedicated to them, it can become a distraction because I need to be focusing on my work. So then I have to get them settled down. Okay, now it's time for you to go visit your daddy. Okay. So I send them to their daddy house downstairs.
You make it sound like y'all live in two different homes.
Oh my gosh, but that's how I have to manage myself. And another thing too, I just put it on my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, I mean, I put blocks of time on my calendar for me. That's the only thing that works. If it's not in that block of time, I should not be focusing on it right now. I have to stick to that. Otherwise, I wouldn't get anything done. It'd be white jacket, buckled up in the back, padded walls. I'm just saying that's how it would be if I didn't keep myself together. But that's what I would say about the distractions that are from me, myself, and I.
Okay. So,
What about you, Lejeune?
ooh,
What about you? Distractions.
oh man. So I have this habit that I'm trying to stop doing when I wake up in the morning. I'm on social media and I'm looking to see what's going on. And I'm laying in the bed and time is going. And I'm like, girl, you could have been got ready to train this client, but you doing this and now you waiting to the last crunch time to throw on clothes to be in front of the computer so you can train somebody. So I'm working on that. I'm working on it. It's something in the process, but definitely social media can get you caught up, and it's just it's not even the post, it's the comments.
Right.
I'm trying to see what people saying about
that nosiness. It's that nosiness. It's not the comments. It's you being nosy. That's what it is. You being nosy.
Being nosy. Try reading the comments. Oh, they said this. Oh, I agree with them. Now I don't agree with you, but yeah, it's a working product. It is. So, Raquel, for you, what are you doing for the distractions? You like?
I had to hit that because I identifying them, and I realized, and I've that's me talking on the phone, and that's why I like to journal a lot. Only because if I try to keep my notes on my phone, they get lost because I have so much going on. And then let's see, another distraction I would.
Rocky got them all. Come on, Rocky. What's another distraction?
I was about to say, being...
Listen, Rocky is helping the people on Clubhouse. Let me tell you.
Exactly. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. This is the distractions that's going on.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I be wanting to be outside, be out at brunching with my friends, or just going places and stuff. And I realize that I don't always have to be everywhere, because next thing you know, the night just keep going. It keep going. And next thing you know, it's 4:00 in the morning. You're going to be like, why am I not home? Because the 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, more than 8 hours, that's a whole shift that could have been allocated towards my business. And how is me being in the club, looking at money? Let me tell you something. I'll be at the club sometimes. Well, let me just say, this is back in the day. Back in the day. Yeah, and I would literally be
bless the people, Rocky. Bless the people.
It would just make me wonder, like, dang, I see people throwing money in the air, just making it rain. And I'm just like, dang, there goes my car note, there goes my rent, there goes my phone bill. And I'm just like, this is what we're doing. If I can't be there throwing the money or whatever the case is, I just don't. Why am I there? because I'm trying to accumulate money for my business so that way I can pour it out and it go and be beneficial for somebody else. So I would have to say that my distractions are not trying to be a people pleaser. I don't have to be outside every time, and I need to leave my phone alone, and and just be focused. Laser.
Y'all see why I love Rocky. Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky, for keeping it 1,000.
Oh,
Okay, making it rain.
I need to get it together, y'all.
So, Dr. Tavis, for you, what do you do to avoid distractions?
Oh, I get distracted. No, I would tell you the one thing that I do that works for me with distraction. See, God knows how he has to deal with me, right? I'm one of those people that he said go left and I went right. He makes me announce it. If I announce something or I publish something, I have to follow through with it. And he always does it. Holy Spirit's like, yes, you're going to do this. And now is the right time. And I have a friend of mine, I always ask her, now, why did I agree to do this again? Other than that, I wouldn't do it. I have to get outside of my head as well. I'm like, Tamika, I have a brilliant brain. My dad labeled me that, and I have 5 billion ideas. My tagline is a 7-minute conversation with you will change the trajectory of your life and business. Like while y'all are talking, I have to quiet my brain because I'm like, oh, she needs to do this, she can do this, she can do this, she can do this. So I have to quiet my brain. And if you ever see me rocking or shaking, I'm getting downloads as to how I can help what you just said. So I have to try to balance that thing out. I'm 50, so I'm better now than I was before, but I have distractions. I have people in place. I have people that I can call and I can say, okay, so I'm doing this. Can you seek God on my behalf to make sure that this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Or can you walk this journey with me? I learned in my old age, right, 50, to tell on myself. The devil is talking to me and I'm listening. I will say, right, the devil is talking to me and I'm listening. He's saying this and this and this. What can we do about this? And so I've just put people, places, and things in place that can help me navigate, because those distractions, like I think sometimes in my sleep, there are arrows thrown in my brain. So I wake up with a whole new game plan. I also have a team of people in place. The event that took place in Florida that looked really good, those pictures out of the bomb, is not because it was my idea. I had a team of people that executed. And, you know, the young lady, Lurleen, that was over it said, when I was saying, oh, we could do this. And she said, Dr. Tavis, you originally said this. Are we going to do this or this? So putting people are key. Putting people in place who are not afraid of your genius, because we're brilliant, all 4 of us. But you got to have people that's not afraid to say, Tamika, look, now you know you're not supposed to be taking on those clients. They're not paying you enough. They're not doing this. Okay, Rocky, look. XYZ. And then we've got to be honest with those people and say, this is what I said, this is what I'm going to do. So you got to have like a system. I implement a system that's in place that helps me to not do the crazy stuff that I used to do in my younger years. Thanks, I'm done.
That's good.
So you said something in that kind of triggered the next question. It's for all 3. Of course, having a business, being Black woman, you get people who approach you interested in your services. It's kind of pricey. Can I get a discount? Or, can I get it cheaper? We'll start with you, Raquel. And I know in the business you in, I know you definitely get that.
Yes, I definitely get that. And that is a really, really, really good question, because what do we do when they do approach us like that? Really just standing firm on, okay, y'all, this is tough. I'm not gonna lie, because I did go through a long phase where I was doing a lot of stuff pre bono. And because I felt like I didn't have the confidence to charge what I know I should be charging. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do this for free right now, just so that way I can get my Rolodex up. Let me get my resume up and stuff. And so I'm in that phase right now where I feel confident with pitching a big number. And if they say no, being okay with it, because I just have to be like, you know what? What's for me is for me. And that's why I really try to submit every business decision to God, because he knows if they're going to pay it. He knows if they're going to come through or not. So I'm just trying to really just being mindful about that and how to respectfully decline. I'm still working through how to, say, I'm so sorry, but unfortunately, we won't be able to, move the needle forward because we have to consider X, Y, and Z. And sometimes I have to get them to realize that they're not giving the money to me. Sometimes people don't know how to separate you from your business, especially if they know you and they've been around you for a very long time. They have to be able to distinguish the two, because the money that's going, it's not coming to me, it's going to the business, and it's going to the team that needs to be crewed for what needs to be shot or what needs to be produced. So I would just definitely say having a solid, firm foundation of this is what your prices are, and after you do your research. Now, I encourage everyone to not just, hey, we have a special guest in the house, the one, the only.
Hey, ladies. Look, I'm popping in before I board.
Hey, but look, at this point, we're trying to be like you. We're trying to catch flights, baby. Okay, that's what we want to do. And before you board, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to pivot, and I want to pass the question over to Miss Carlika. So if you don't mind, repeating the question to her, so we can hear from her.
The question is, we get people who try to bump your prices down to service them. How do you deal with that?
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So first of all, we ain't got no layaway plan, okay? We build in Bentley brands, and so we don't have no rollback prices, okay? And we don't have no blue light specials like Kmart used to have. So you either pay or you go. I'm just saying, because once you start putting everything on sale, people have an expectation. But when you go to Louis Vuitton and all these other places, you either pay it or you leave it or you keep window shopping. So some people don't keep window shopping, and that's okay. Keep window shopping. However, we ain't got no rollback prices. We build in Bentley brands over here. Bentley don't go on sale. It is what it is.
Period.
All right,
All day.
Tavis, what do you have for us?
Well, mighty God, hey Carlika, catching flights in the airport. I love it. So for me, this has been a process, right? I didn't get where I am like overnight, and I still will have different tiered items that I offer. So I have a group coaching program that I do for Goal Getter mentorship program, and it's a moderately priced item. But to get me now, I went from saying, because I'm a church girl, right? A Baptist girl. So I wanted to help everybody. But helping everybody keeps you broke. And this is what I had to tell myself. I think I got this epiphany maybe last August or something to say this publicly. I realized I was coaching career-oriented women because that's who I'm called to, right? But I realized I'm giving them discounts and they going to work and getting their paycheck.
Come on.
And so when I realized that I was giving discounts to six-figure chicks who go to work every day and like go to lunch for 4 hours a day, and this was like full time, this is how Tyler, Adrian, and my grandson Amazing gets those perks. I had to put a halt to it. I got angry. I got mad. I got upset. I like went through the phases of death. And here is what I had to realize. And it was two women that I helped through something years ago. And they needed my help, and I helped them. And they took a vacation together. I helped them. They took a vacation together at Myrtle Beach with their children. And I was sitting with my brown boys and was hoping and wishing I could go on a vacation. It started about 10 years ago. And now my price is, and I'm not even that expensive, right? My price is my price. But I had to realize a 7-minute conversation with me will give you instructions and directions. It's going to make you six figures if you follow the instructions and follow the blueprint, and if you implement. And so I got angry. I got upset. I did chargebacks. I gave people money back. I went through all this whole vast array of things. And I finally resolved in my spirit, either I'm going to believe in me and what I give after praying people through $1 million loans, people making money, all of that. I had to resolve inside of me that I
Mm.
was worth
Come on.
that I was worth it, that I was valuable, that I deserve. And still now I say, that's cheap, right, for what you're getting.
Mm.
And I had to teach people, you're not paying me. I'm like you, Raquel. You're
Mm.
investing in you.
Come
When
on.
I got that for me,
Wow.
it changed my bottom line and my bank accounts.
Right.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yes. So Tamika, Miss Mogul.
Listen,
Don't,
listen.
don't.
Okay, I'm total honesty. For about 15, 16 years of me doing what I do, I did it for free for everybody. It didn't matter who it was, what they had going on, what they needed. I did it for free. It didn't charge a dime. And big part of that, coming from a Baptist Baptist background, you're supposed to help everybody. You're supposed to help. And plus, I always had a good paying job. Well, I ain't gonna say always good paying, but it was, I could afford the things that I wanted, and I had a second income. I was married for pretty much the half of my life. I've been married, right? And so we've never had, financial issues where I had to, you know now I gotta go to work doing double shifts and I gotta start charging folks. So again, I was doing everything for free. I had so many friends. I had so many support folks, right? Because I was doing it for free. But once I got to the point of, okay, I want to leave this 9 to 5. I have to leave this 9 to 5. If I don't leave this 9 to 5, I'm gonna die. These people trying to kill me up in here, right? Like literally, that's how I felt. And so once I got to that point, I said, okay, I have to start charging. So I made a public declaration on everybody's platform, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I said, listen, yesterday's prices is not today's prices. Okay. I had to put it out there. And what happened is a lot of the folks that were attached to me only because I could do something for them, only because they needed the skill or the talent that I had, they left. Like they didn't call, they ain't come by, they ain't pass by, honk their horn and say, "Hey girl, you still alive up in there?" Nothing. And that's really because I realized that I have to start charging if I'm going to make this a business, because before 15, 16 years, it was just a hobby, a hobby that I just enjoy doing. But I can tell you now, yesterday's prices is not today's prices. Okay. I understand my worth, but I don't charge my worth. I don't charge my worth. I can't charge my worth. I am priceless. Okay. I was just in a training last night and it right. He said that. He said these exact words. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking that. It's just like the value that I hold for myself, what I am able to do, how I'm able to help others. I can't even put a price on that. So because I can't put a price on it, that lets you know that it is not going to be cheap and it ain't going to be free. Okay. However, I still understand that the transformation that people get from working with me, again, as Dr. Tavis say, as long as you follow the process, as long as you take those actions that you are wanting that you get from me, you're going to see success. I have results. I have the transformation. I have the testimonials. Now I don't brag about it and put it all on social media all the time because, again, I got that hey relationship with with social media. However, I understand that there's a value in the things that I do for others. And so again, I had to understand if I know I have this value, obviously there are so many other people that understand I have this value as well. So I have to make sure that I properly priced to make sure that I am encouraged to get up, to want to do the work, to make sure that I am inspired and energized. Hello, energizer. But make sure I'm energized to get up, to want to work with them and to continue to doing what it is that I say that I'm going to do for them and helping them reach the transformation that they really want to make in their lives and business. So for me, it really is. Yeah, I just had to put a price on it. And initially, when I put that price, it was a low price. It was just like, let me just try it out and see what it's going to be. Um, and then nobody responded. That's the crazy thing. Nobody responded to my low prices. And I'm just like, hold on. Okay, I will say I did something for $25 one time. And I know I shouldn't have put it at $25, but I did have some good, I had a good number of people show up for it. I actually had some clients come up off of that actually paid a little bit more for different services that I offered. However, it really didn't go anywhere. But once I really looked at what I was doing, once I saw what it is that I offered, and I started seeing the results that they were getting from me helping, I said, yeah, I'm gonna have to raise them prices right quick. And I did. I properly priced it. And guess what? They started coming. My clients started coming. I'm just like, well, look at God. All this time, that's all I had to do. All right, let's go and do this. Let's go and do it. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Because yesterday's prices will not be today's prices. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So my next question, when it comes to support, who do you have conversations with and who do you eliminate from those conversations when it comes to business ideals or what you're doing with your business? Because we all know everybody ain't for you. So I'll start with Carlika.
Okay, so when it comes to support, first of all, I would have to say people have to quit saying they don't have support because we hear that so often. Oh, I don't have people to support me. No, the people that you're building an expectation to support you, those are not the ones supporting you. But do you know? I hear people saying all the time, my family won't support me. My family won't. Well, is your family your target audience? Okay, like it's only a little bit of y'all in your family, right? And it's people all over the world that you can serve. And so, as far as eliminating people, because I'm a church girl, right? Um, you got to have discernment on what to share, when to share it, what atmospheres to share it in, because sometimes we just talk too much, right? Because we excited. Oh my God, I got this download, I got this idea. And people looking at you like, okay, so what? Why you want to do that? Why you want to charge that? And so I think it's just for me, it's a spirit of discernment. I think sometimes we, like I said, we talk too much, right? While we're birthing. Think about when we're birthing. You ain't trying to have no conversation. You try to push this baby out, right? You mad at everyone in the room. Like if y'all don't get this, not even a baby no more. If y'all don't get this thing, gotta be right. So like if you don't give me some meds, if you, so you're not trying to have those conversations because in the birthing process, once again, it's a process. And so sometimes we, yes, I believe in accountability partners. Yes, I believe that there's certain people in your circle that you're able to share things because they're going to help you birth those things out, whether it's through conversation, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through connections. But I do say we have to be careful because some people out here trying to steal. But the whole thing is, you can't steal what God has given me because you can't do it.
Come on.
So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to wait on me to see what I'm gonna do next so you can copy.
Come on. Come
Even the
on,
Bible says nothing is new under the sun, right? So even the things that we're doing, is not that other people are not doing them, but you can't do what your girl do, okay? Like you're gonna be wasting your time getting frustrated, stressed out, trying to figure out what is Dr. Tavis doing, what is Lejeune doing, what is Rocky doing, what is Timothy doing, what are you doing? That would be the cold question. What are you doing? And I think when we stay in our lane, the people that we're supposed to be connected to, they're already in place to support us. They're already in place to propel us. They're already in place, even those who are purchasing from us, they're already in place when we just stay in our lane. That's
right,
all I got, y'all.
right.
Right. Dr. Davis, what you got for us?
Whew, that was loaded. Like that was so
That was
good.
deep.
Yeah, that was no, that was real though. One of the things that I know for sure is this: what you've been called to do, you've been called to do it. What I've been called to do, I've been called to do. And one of the things that I know for sure is if I stay in my lane, if I'm very conscious. So I'm one of those people. I'm very conscious of Tavis can't let the little people in Tavis's head lead her. I need people. And I think everybody needs a therapist. I pay coaches. I have a therapist And I have a team of people who are watching me. And when I mess up, I have a team of intercessors that warn me. I have a whole team of people, a great, I know that I can't do it by myself. So I built up a team that can help me. Some of them I have to pay, some of them I don't. But it's ever since I did that, though, honestly, my life is better. And so you can't be afraid, number one, to invest in what you need. If you get a mentor or a coach, you're not doing them any favors. You're not paying them any money. You're investing in your future. When you decide to invest in your future, your bottom line changes and your mindset shifts. Thank you. I'm done.
Right. Tamika, what you got?
And she said, "Thank you, I'm done." Listen, Dr. Tavis.
She like point blank, period.
She like mic drop. Now go find your people.
Right. Oh my gosh. For a long time, I think I was a little bitter, in a way, for lack of better words, because again, okay, I'm prior military. So both my husband and I were prior military. So we've moved around a lot. So I've never really sat still to really put roots down in one location for a long amount of time. I think being here in the DMV is the longest time we've ever been anywhere. Yeah, in the last 20 some odd years, this is the longest we've ever stayed in one place. And so when we got here, I didn't know how long we were going to be here, but of course, we're probably going to be here for the rest of our lives at this point. However, I got in touch with different communities of women here within the DMV area and trying to find a space. How do I fit in here? How do I fit in there? Okay, well, this is how they're doing it. So, okay, I don't really do that. So I don't know if they're going to accept me, and it was, again, I'm a big country, you know what I'm saying? So it was more of, are they going to accept me for not having perfect English, of talking a little country every once in a while, or not dressing to the nines 24/7, because I like to be laid back, relaxed with t-shirt and some jeans on. That's just me, though. I don't really dress up all the time. I like to be comfortable, and because I'm comfortable in who I am. Like, I don't feel the need to impress anybody, and I didn't really find my space or find myself and how I could fit into some of the communities. And so I really just stayed up to myself. And again, me staying up to myself it could have caused the thing of me not receiving the support that I felt that I was looking for at that time, trying to fit into different groups. And then at the end of the day, I had to get to the point of understanding is I've never really fit in anywhere. Even growing up as a kid, I was raised by my big mama. So I was the baby of all of my uncles and aunts, right? Really fitting in with the boys at home. I never really fit in with a lot of girls at home. I had girl cousins, but I was like, there was a big gap between us. And so me really not having those real connections with females or women, and then moving from place to place and not really having that set place where I had roots and this is my crew, we rocking, we rolling, and I know I can count them. I didn't have that. And so I think it was back in 2019, Dr. Tavis, I think I mentioned to you how I felt like I was over all of it. Like, here's some transparency, y'all. For those who are tuning in because y'all want to be nosy, let me give y'all a little something, all right? So back in 2019, I was really at a point where I was just like over it, because by that time I had put on a number of events, live and in person. I mean, live and virtual events. And I was always inviting people to come, like, come on, be a part of what it is that we're doing. And they were like, oh, yeah, absolutely, yes, sign me up, right? They were signing up for everything left and right that I had to host. And then I would see others hosting events. I'm just like, they didn't even invite me to pay for a ticket to attend. Like, are you serious right now? Like, what's really going on? And so I felt a certain way about that. Like, why wouldn't you invite me? We're in the same circle. Like, I didn't even see the post. Again, I ain't on social media like that. This ain't nothing new, y'all. I've never really been on social media like that. But I felt a certain kind of way. And I had to have a come to Jesus meeting, me, myself, and Jesus. And he had to make me understand that it's not within me to try to fit in everywhere else where everybody else is. It's for me to continue to create opportunities for others. And so once I got that understanding, I said, I get it. And I really felt a relief of not trying to, okay, I have to be this way so they will accept me. Like, I ain't got time for that. And so I just continue to create whatever I just create. Those who want to work with me will naturally, be attracted to me and want to work with me, and we'll make some magic together. And those who don't, it's all right. Right. And so for me, the support, it looks like what we're doing right here, right? It looks like this. This is support. We're showing up by creating impact. So it's not necessarily that we have to be on the phone every day. It's not that we have to sit here and meet up every single day or talk every single day or do anything. It's when we do meet up, we're making a great impact. We're having conversations that actually matter. We're talking about things that actually matter. And I want to support others, regardless if they support me or not. Like, okay, I'm only going whole honey. I'm only going to do so much. I made a post about this the other day. If you can't celebrate me, if you can't support me at least half the way that I do, it ain't gonna cost you nothing to just like, love, and comment on a post. It ain't gonna cost you nothing to send a DM to say, hey girl, you're doing good. I see what you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate that. It costs you absolutely nothing to share that post on social media because I know y'all on there, right? But if you can't do half of that, then we're really not on the same level. We can't even have a conversation because our mindsets are too far apart, really and truly. And so for me, this is what support looks like: having impactful conversations that help the masses. And I land my plane.
You sure about that? You sure?
And
I
the
think she
day
just gave us like the whole life
She
story.
landed the plane, she dropped the mic, and she let y'all know, baby, guess what? I don't need your table. I am the table.
I done built the whole table. Let's have a conversation. And, I was thinking about that earlier today. You know how they always say, don't wait to go sit at someone else's table, build your own table. But my thing is, I want to build a table on a bus so that we can move around and meet other people at this table. Invite other people to be on this table with us. So it's a virtual bus, of course. It's a virtual bus because, yeah. However, I want it out, not just here. Like, let's globally invite others to the table because there's so much greater of an impact that'll happen if we just open our eyes, open our hearts, open our mindsets to the possibility of doing something greater in life.
Yes, so good.
Yeah.
All right, so Raquel, what you got for us?
Sorry about that.
I mean, these other three just mic dropping.
Literally. And I'm taking all points from them because, to be real, I completely agree with everything, especially with tapping in with what Carlika said about having that spiritual discernment. And I've learned to listen to people's responses when I do share a business idea or I do share something that I may have going on. And I just hear what their response, and then I gauge from there and really be able and really use my discernment to see, okay, this may not be up their alley, or this may not even be, because sometimes you just don't know how to distinguish. Are they hating? Are they feeling a certain way? Or they just simply just don't care because they don't know, or they don't even have interest in that particular field. And so I've been trying to really pay attention to people. And also something that I had to realize that I do for myself, I have to stop expecting myself out of people because I'm such a big supporter. And I try to always, regardless of anything, I share like posts, or I try to show up whenever I can't even show up, or whatever the case is, I still try to show some type of support. And I be expecting that same exact thing from people. And I have to realize that I can't expect myself out of other people, and just realize that people are just completely different folks, different strokes. So taking that and having that discernment, not expecting myself. And I love what Carlika mentioned about being quiet, because sometimes I do find myself talking and just because I'm excited about the vision that God is showing me, the blueprint that he's showing me. And then I have to realize that there are seasons where God wants us to be mute, because it's not everybody's business. It's not everyone's. And I could use me and my best friend, for example. We said that we wanted to start a press-on nail company. Sorry, courtesy of Voila Clue. Let me stop. We wanted to start a press-on company, but we made an agreement that we were going to be quiet about the entire process from us coming up with a name, from us figuring out what our boxes are going to look like, for us figuring out what nail selections we were going to roll out, what these themes of these seasons were going to look like, because we did not want the negative energy from other individuals, from people who are either hating or people who feel like they can't do that. So let me go ahead and pray on their downfall, because when people don't talk about how real it is, people really do pray on your downfall, y'all. And it is important to just keep it mute and keep it to yourself, because every vision is a precious jewel. And so I would just definitely encourage and be mindful of who you are sharing it with, and having that discernment. If something feels off the moment you say something or the moment they respond, and you feel that it's off and you feel like it's either fake or phony or they may not have your full attention, stop it right then and there, because you just never know. So I hope I dropped the mic. Let me
I love that. That was, yeah, I loved it. That was good sales right there.
Oh my gosh.
Good job. Good job. All right, ladies, what advice would you give women who want to start a business? We'll start with Carlika, because we don't know when she's about to jump on the plane and fly away.
I'm about to get up there in like 2 minutes.
All right, so come on, give it to us.
I would definitely say, God, that's so loaded, Regine. Are you kidding me?
Okay, you got 2 minutes, ma'am. You got 1.5 minutes, so come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell someone who wants to start a business. Definitely make sure it's something that you love. Make sure you do your research. Research. Like you need to make a rap song. Do your research, and then have fun. Yeah, have fun, because it's a journey. It's not going to be overnight, so you might as well have fun and turn up on your own business.
All right.
Hey.
All right, Raquel, what do you have for us?
Definitely submit it to, in addition to everything that Carlika said, submit your idea, submit what you want to do to God. Because, and I only share that, and the reason why is because I've seen it not only work for myself, but I've seen it work for a multitude of individuals. When you submit it to Him, He is going to reveal that blueprint, whether that be inch by inch, step by step. He's going to reveal it. He's going to tell you when to move forward and when you should sit still. He's going to let you know what business decision you want to go forward with, or even if you should go forward with. He's going to let you know who is fraudulent, who is fake. And so I would definitely say, for starters, submit your business